let's get into the next group, fourth group of sounds. From group 4, we will be starting with digraphs. 2 letter that makes one sound is a digraph. And this, we also call this as long vowels. We have completed short vowels now. Let's quickly revise all the short vowel and let's do the short vowel sound before getting into the group 4. Okay. So now, what are the short vowel sounds? A, E, O, A. Shall we try to do it little faster? Do along with me. A, E, O, A. 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 A, E, O, A are short vowels that we use. A vowel is in every word, every word, every word. A vowel is in every word that we read or write. Yeah, yes. So by teaching the short vowel song, we also teach children vowel is in every word that the child reads or write. Okay, now again quickly. A, E, O, A. A, E, O, A. A, E, O, A. A, E, O, A. Yeah, that's it. You got it right. Okay, let's get into the sounds of group 4. So to begin with, A. Now we introduce digraphs to children, that is 2 letter that make one sound. 2 letter makes one sound is digraphs. So a boy couldn't hear well. He was constantly saying A, as he couldn't hear at all. So he went to the doctor. Again, doctor tried to pull his ears and he felt really painful and said A. So what's the sound? A. And after removing the wax, the pain settled and he went home happily. Now what's the sound? A. So to add to all the long vowel sound, we are going to add a bit of emotion to it. So long vowel, you can expect long vowel sounds in the further lessons. That is A, E, I, O, and U. So we will be adding a bit of emotion to the long vowel sounds to make it interesting for the children. So this is A with pain. A with pain. Okay. So the words like aim, rain, sail, train, so has A sound in it. So whale, cake, if you notice, you can hear A sound in these words as well. So shall we blend a few words? Okay, before that, we'll finish off a song and then get into the blending.
My ear hurt, I was in pain. A. My ear hurt, I was in pain. What did you try to say?
So the words like say, day, today, so play, we have to finish it with A. If you see, there is a gliding sound. If you notice in the sounds, A, there is a gliding sound. Yes, you are getting it right. A, yeah. Okay. Now we can add few phrases to our children, not only with the, we don't restrict with the words. Now we try to add little phrases like a snail trail, 10 black cats, a bad stain, a rag in a bag. So we started introducing sentences as well. So we can frame sentences out of the words that we have, out of the sounds that we have taught so far. and we will be able to make sentences. We are bringing children into sentences. Whereas we also have our orange readers, so which you can introduce right away after every group of sounds. Once we finish the group 2 sounds, we can right away introduce a book. Pet, panic. So pets. Adam has a pet stick insect. Adam has a pet stick insect. A stick insect, whereas this is a stick. Het has a pet kitten. Het has a pet kitten. Kiss, kiss. Yes. Het's kitten is a pest. Het's kitten is a pest. So you have choices for children to pick from the search, from the picture given. A rip, a crack, a mess. Stick insect sat in its tank. Sit insect sat in its tank. Kitten crept in. Stick insect hid in Adam's desk. Stick insect hid in Adam's desk. Tip. The tank fell down. Het's kitten is trapped inside the tank. Adam panics. Adam panics and calls Dad. So Dad steps in to help Adam, stick insect and kitten. So this is how we introduce books to children. So our orange readers are basic level which can be introduced once we finish the sounds. Right from group 1 we have range of books. You can browse the website to know more about it. Okay. Now let's get into the sounds. We were finishing with group 4, the first sound A, right? Let's blend few words. A, aim. If you notice, now A and I together is given in blue color and it is put together, and there's an underline below AI as well. So now we have to make it a habit for our children to read A and I. Whenever they see it together, they have to read it as A. Instead, if we do not encourage children, instead the child will attempt to try it as A, E, and you will not be able to blend it right? I am, and you will not get the right pronunciation. So make sure you highlight these pairs so children understand these sounds has to be read together. So we also have flashcards to help in this. So every word, whenever they see it together, they try to read it as A. So paid, nail, main, fail, plain, drain, drain, stain, pig, tail, raindrops, afraid, again, captain, right? Okay, so pause the video and try to read all the words that you see in the screen. Blend it, practice blending. Again, pick few words that we will be able to segment it, like sail, s, a, l. Remember, I always use my left hand to count the sounds. I start from the thumb and I count the sounds. This we call as phoneme fingers to identify, to remember, to differentiate every sound, to identify and mark every sound. There's a difference, right? At, sat, 3-letter word and 3 sound. Now we have train to a, 5-letter word, but we have only 4 sounds. So, okay, let's jump into the next sound. J. Okay. the little girl is really hungry and she wanted something to eat, and she went into the kitchen to know what's there in the kitchen, and she asked her mom, can I have something to eat? Mom had already prepared some jelly for her, which she was asking for a longer time. Now she opens up the fridge and she takes the jelly out. So jelly was wobbling on the plate, and looking at that, this little girl got really enthusiastic and started wobbling like a jelly. J, 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 j. So wobble like a jelly, j, 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 j is the sound. So jug, jeans, gym, fridge, judge, all these words have j sound in it. So let's get into the song.
Jello and jam, jiggling on a plate. Oh, what will I eat with it? J.
Okay, let's move on to the blending now. J, m, b, l, jumble. J, ak, jack, et, jacket. J, g, l, juggle. J, e, ng, l, jingle. Object, object, jut. So let's get into blending. Let's blend few words. J, og, jog. J, a, m, jam. J, st, just. J, ak, jack, et, jacket. J, m, jumble. B, l, jumble. Juggle, j, g, jug, l, juggle. Okay, let's move on to the next sound. Old goat was tied to an old oak tree, and it wanted to go off somewhere else, and it got really frustrated being tied up and got angry and tried to bang the tree to untie the knot, and it started to bang the tree, and oh my, the poor goat was stuck below the tree. Yes, the tree fell on the goat. Looking at this, there were two friends who was playing, felt really pity for the goat and said, oh, what did they say? Oh. Okay, yeah, do you remember? I said we'll add little emotion to the digraph sounds, that the long vowel sound, and now A was with pain, oh, feeling pity, oh. If you notice, are you getting the sound right? Oh. Yeah. Oak, croak, boat, north, coat, oak, croak, boat, goat. Yeah. Coal. All these has O sound in it. Let's get into the song.
Oh, did you see the billy goat? Oh, did you see the billy goat under the old oak tree?
So now let's try to blend few words. As I told you before, all the words with two letters that makes one sound, digraphs, we have to help children with a marking for them to make it easier for them to identify and read it with the right sound. Where we have this flashcards to reinforce the sound. While they are reading the words, we have to help them by either underlining it or marking it in a different color to make them identify that these two comes together and makes a different sound. So like b, out, boat, t, o, st, toast, s, o, k, soak, f, l, o, t, float, g, r, o, n, grown, b, o, st, boast, as I told you already. O, O, the gliding sound like A, L, L. We don't directly say O. Instead, it's a gliding sound. O, O, O. Let's move on to the next sound. Next sound, a boy had a fancy dress party at school and he wanted to dress up like his dad. So he decided to wear clothes like his papa, who is a captain of a ship. So he was wearing his cap as well. How do you greet a captain of the ship? I. The same way, the little boy was feeling very proud wearing his father's hat, and he says, I, captain, I. So what's the sound? I. And what's the action? I. Okay. So let's move into the song.
The captain said aye. The captain said aye. Stand up straight, don't be late. The captain said aye.
As I told you already, A with pain, L feeling pity for someone, and I, proud. I, say it with proud. Let's blend few words with I. Again, the same concept of reading it together, I and E. Head them by underlining the spelling IE together, so they will be able to read it as I. P, I, pie. T, I, tie. D, I, die. L, I, d, lied. L, I, s, lies. D, I, s, dries. Magpie. Magpie, pie. So, terrified. So, mark the words after splitting, help them to split the words so they will be able to read the longer words like terrified as well. Let's move on to the last sound. Yes, now we have the sound 5 and 6 together. E-O, 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 E-O. What did you get it? Yes, the donkey braying. E-O, 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 right? Isn't it funny? Yes. That's why E and O is given together to make it funny. That's it. So, E and O. E-O, E-O. Now, E is a long vowel sound. E is a long vowel sound. So, there is no other relation between this E and O other than it's funny to say it together. So, the words for E, eel, bee, sheep, feet. And words for O, stone, cone, fork, tone, north. Yeah. So, now E, O, E, O. Let's get into the song.
See the donkey in its stall. E-or is its call.
So, shall we try to blend few words? D, E, P, deep. K, E, P, keep. M, E, T, meet. Stir, stir. E, T, street. Sp, sp. E, D, speed. P, O, K, poke. H, O, S, horse. S, O, soar. S, N, or snore. So, whenever we have a vowel after the R. So, now we have R after a vowel, right? O-R. So, R is followed by vowel is followed by a R. So, this we call as R controlled vowels. R controlled vowel, where R also will not make its own sound and it will not allow the vowel also take its own sound. So both of its own sounds are completely disturbed, and we hear it as O, not we hear it as O. Both of its sound are completely disturbed, and we hear the sound as O. O and R makes the sound of O. And when R is followed by another vowel, like in the word snore and story, so R is slightly heard. R is slightly heard. Are you getting it right?